Clobberin time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
It is green. No bloody A, B, C, or D.
It's Clobberin time! Clobberonimo!
Yeah, Clobberonimo indeed. Welcome. Clobberers, Clobberonimos, Clobberettes, Clobberusi, Clobberoids, and everything else that clobbers. All that clobbers is me. Hey. Good to see you, my dear friends. Welcome to Clobberin Times Wildcard Wednesday night. It is, of course, Clobberin Times issue number 575 on YouTube. 1,275 overall the past 14 years of doing this kind of stuff. And hey, maybe one day I'll get it right. Nah, probably not. But it doesn't matter because you're here with me. And if I'm getting it wrong and you guys are here with me, I'm doing something less wrong than I think. Maybe. Could be. Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic midweek. I hope you're just so relieved that you got to the midway point. You might get through the rest of it now. We're going to get you through the rest of it. I'll get you through the middle anyway. I'm going to get you through the middle. And then who knows? Maybe tomorrow night I can get you through the rest. I like but the middle is the toughest part. So anyway, it's good to see you all, my dear friends. I hope you're all having, like I said, having a wonderful night. And it's let's see here. Let me do some show notes before we do our shout outs, because we're pretty laid back on Wildcard Wednesday night, unless of course I have a topic or a guest or something along those lines. That's why I keep it Wildcard, because you never know. But most of the time, it's just open geekness, me hanging out with you, my dear friends, and which I enjoy very much. So show notes. Let me see. Where are my show notes? Oh, no. Well, tomorrow night, of course, as always, the clubhouse is in session. My wonderful friends and First Officer Commander R.M. Briggs and Chief Engineer Mark D. with a C will join me, as always, to hang out at the clubhouse. We'll review some Tales of Tomorrow, some Jerry Anderson's UFO, and do other stuff. Talk Trek, talk comics, talk other science fiction, as long as it's geeky. If it's geeky, a possibility, we will talk about it. Keep it geek here all the time. And that is Clobby's Clubhouse tomorrow night. Issue number 82 of that, I believe. So looking forward to that. As always, I want to thank Mr. Jason Sandberg for joining me Monday night. By the way, big shout out to him. And I have a link in my description below to his excellent crowdfunded comic Jupiter, which is coming out soon. It is it's really nice. I'm looking forward to this. And he was, of course, kind enough to hang out with me on Monday night and talk about not only, of course, this great comic coming out, Jupiter, and all that offers, but also just comics in general. So he's a spiffing bloke to talk comics with. Please check out his comic and go to his Indiegogo and check it out. I will put the link up here right now, actually. I'll go ahead then and put that in there. And then I will pin it because he is, a nice guy, and we're want to help him out as best we can. Let's see. There you go. So I'll have that message pinned. Go take a look at it, and maybe something you're interested in. And let's see here. Before I continue with my show notes, I'll go to we have a new friend. And with a super chat there, no less. Kay Burns for $5 says, "Hi, everybody." Well, Kay, hi back at you. I'm honored to have you here, as always. And I thank you for that kind super chat. I really appreciate that. It's an honor to see you here. And we always love it when we get new friends pop in. And I hope this is the first of many times you will visit us and hang out with us, because we have a great group here. Like I say, not all of us are here at the moment. Sometimes, it takes a while for us to pile in on a Wednesday night, and especially on Thursday nights, get a whole bunch of us. But anyway, I'll continue with my show notes and tell you more about that. But again, thank you, Kay Burns, for that so much. It is great to meet you. Now, also upcoming, before tomorrow night's Clubhouse show, I should hopefully be on with Tom and the Great Midnight's Edge gang over there. Talking some pop culture stuff with those august fellows and individuals, great people. And then my good buddy Nick Weiser's channel, the Comic Shop Gang, for Friday night. This Friday night, oh man, I should have made an ad for it. This Friday night on Nick's Comic Shop channel, the gang and I will be reviewing X-Men Teen Titans crossover from 1982. And so the Uncanny X-Men New Teen Titans crossover by Chris Claremont and Walter Simonson. So I'm looking forward to that, hanging out with that great group. And then, of course, as always, Saturday Night Star Trek. We had a fantastic time hanging out with our Star Trek friends and fans this past Saturday night. And this week it is the Season 6 wrap-up in our ongoing mission to review all of real Star Trek, 66 through 05, the 735 Club. And this will be the final 2 episodes of Season 6, then a season wrap-up and a season overview, as always, with my wonderful First Officer Commander R.M. Briggs, and our Chief Engineer will join us, if he can make it. I don't think he can make it this week. I think he might be out on a mission, but we'll see if we can get some other friends to stop in. Either way, looking forward to that. And then, of course, Sunday night, I will be on... my before I finish that, hey there, what's up, man? Max Redstone, our good buddy. What's up, dude? Hey, he says, thank you for the super chat, man. You're too kind. He says, hey, Clobberin crew, saying hail and hello. I am celebrating Mama Redstone's 80th birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mama Redstone. Live long and prosper. I'll be back with limericks soon. Well, we look forward to it, man. As we all know, the great Max Redstone is the master of limericks extraordinaire. He is our music meister, and we appreciate you, buddy. Glad to see you. I'm glad you're out there, man. We always miss you when you're not here. We understand people have lives that can't always be here, but we do love seeing you, and I want to thank you for that, and thank you for that generous super chat. You are too kind, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for all you do for Clobberin Times. Let's see. And after Saturday Night Star Trek, there will be Sunday night at Mark D with the C's, the great Chief Engineer Mark D with the C's. Sunday Night Geekery, 10 p.m. Eastern on that. And then Monday, I'm going to be busy Monday. Monday, I will be over there 3 Mondays out of the month. J-Man and our great buddy Sean, we're reviewing all of the Legion of Superheroes appearances from the beginning, 1958 to 1989, all the Silver and Bronze Age Legions appearances. Number 5 of that will have Adventure Comics 290, Superboy 89, and Adventure Comics 293. So really looking forward to that. Big Legionnaire fans, long live the Legion. J-Man is a great dude. Please go to his channel and subscribe. And he's a good friend of this channel. And then Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk, 9 p.m. Central Time on this very channel. I'm proud to present the great Gary Beekler of Nerdrotic, who is just an awesome dude. He's been a cool pal of mine and a pal of all of ours. And he's just been such a good dude. He has been kind enough to agree to come and hang out with me and talk to another former comic shop owner. We'll do some comic shop memories, and we'll talk about some other stuff, of course. Just hanging out, just Gary getting a chance just to geek out. He handles a lot of, tough pressure-filled issues sometimes, but he likes to geek out with the best of them. He likes to he loves this stuff as much as the rest of us do, and we're just going to talk comics and other things that we both enjoy, and I'm really looking forward to it. Dave is a great guy. I mean, Dave. I called you Dave, Gary. But I'm older even than Gary. So, Gary, I boomer it even more than you do, buddy. Gary is a great fellow, and we love him. And, again, I'm not worthy to have such a great fella on my show, but I'm very happy that he's coming on. And so that's going to be Monday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, Gary Beekler of Nerdrotic. And I thank him so much for agreeing to come hang out with me because, he gets a lot of requests. I mean, and he's just good to everybody. So. And I just can't thank him enough. Now we will do shout-outs because that's what we do around here. We shout out our wrenches, and then we'll shout out our friends in the chat, of course. Very special, whether you got prayers, vibes, whatever you have, please send them out to our wonderful buddy, Eric K., the Bronze Wrencher. We love Eric. He's just been, what a great friend to this show he has been, and a friend to many others, and a good buddy to me. He's been really good to me. Eric K. is the best, and he's been under the weather, not feeling well. He has been in the hospital. I think he's getting out, if he hasn't already. I don't know exactly. I know Gary had mentioned that he was in there, and so I don't know exactly the status. We hope he's getting better. I think he said something about getting a little bit better. It may be a big process for him. I don't know. All I know is that we love you, Eric. If you're hearing this, brother, get well soon. We can't wait to see you come back, man. Just get better, buddy. Yeah, because we miss you, man, and everyone loves you here, bud. EK indeed. Thank you all for putting that EK in the chat. We're putting the EK in there in that chat for you, buddy. If you happen to be hearing this, I'm sure he's not listening any me or anybody else right now, probably, but we love him, and we just when we miss him. So also shouting out wrenches, the great Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrench of the North. He does so much for us here. Chris, thank you, buddy, for all you do, man. I can never adequately thank you, but we do appreciate you, brother. And same goes for the great D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron, an awesome friend of the show for a long time, and I've had, of course, a great time in reviewing a comic book with him a couple weeks ago, an Iron Man comic, and I hope we get to review another one soon. Don't know if he's here or not, but he's a great friend, the god of wrenches, the great Lord Thoth. Shout out to him and his wonderful better half, Lady Thoth. And Avon lives, and long live the Legion, my friend. My partner in crime on Earth, B, the great Wrench Without Fear, J-Man, also fellow Legion reviewer extraordinaire. Please go, his channel. There are a lot of channel links in my description below. His is one of them. Please go subscribe to J-Man's channel. He's a great dude. Master of the Clobberin, comic book artist extraordinaire and painter of the cover of Science Fiction Tales by R.M. Briggs, Hungry Boy. These Super Wrench Supreme, Kal-El, buddy, Steven. Reader of HBO now, Maddie's daddy, Florida from Vegas, and of course the crazy, fancy outsider, that old rascal wrench, the rascally wrench. Good to see. I don't know if he's here or not, but we give everyone the shout out, whether they're here or not, on our wrenches. And now, let me backtrack the chat and say hello to who is here. Yep, Fanty's here. Hey, Fanty, J-Man, and they're here. And D-Bud, Gwagnar, what's up, bro? Good to see you, Gwagnar. Let's see. Penny. Hello there, Penny. It's great to see you, my dear. I'm honored to have you here. Dave Bob, what is up, buddy? A fellow of my native state. Always great to see you. Another lovely ladies here. Princess Fiona. Hello there, Fiona. Honored to have you here. Alejandro Flores Ibarra. Good to see you there. I hope you were doing well. Always an honor to have you here. My good buddy Claude Salling. Hey, Claude. Claude, good to see you. Jay Picasso. Hey. Good to see you. Bush Pan Down. Hello. Shout out again to Kay Burns, our new friend. Joseph Dredd. What's up, Judge? All right, man. Oh, you have been here, Kay. I just now saw your other. We talked about Psych and Monk. I'm old. My only excuse is ever that I'm very old and senile. I have a horrible memory, so please accept my apologies on that, and thank you. JT Kirk, what's up, bro? Dad Man Walking and the Dad Man Clan. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing great tonight, buddy. Let's see. Who else is up in here tonight? May have got everybody already. Or maybe everybody. Looks like everybody for now. Anyone who comes in will be duly shouted out, of course. It's just Wednesday night. We're just open, just hanging out, chilling, as the kids say. So, what's going on out there in the geek universe? I think I saw. Oh, Dave Bob says, never give Dave Bob a wrench. I'd give you one if you want one, Dave. I trust you, brother. But if you say don't give you one, that almost makes me want to give you one even more, man. But Dave, if your advice is, if you don't want one, of course, no. I would never give anyone a wrench that doesn't want one. But I would just know, Dave, that I would trust you enough to give you one. Oh, we got a member chat. Do we? I think my stream's backed up. Hang on a second. On the YouTube side of it, not StreamYard side. Let me fix this thing. Thanks, D-Bud. Let me find... Okay. See, it's not showing up on my... But it says, member chat from Dave Bob. Says, I hardly ever use member chat, so be impressed. I am impressed. Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't show up on this side, so I need a D-Bud to show me that, by the way, Dave Bob. Thank you. I can't even see it on the YouTube side. Simply Steve, what's up, bud? Good to see you, dude. Hey, Dave C. I don't know how I missed Dave C. Sorry about that, Dave C. I'm not very observant, obviously. Oh, dear. I can't see a bloody thing. I hope I didn't miss anyone else, did I? Bush Pan Down, did I miss you? In case I did, because then I mean, look, this is the worst memory as far as I can remember. Ever. Worst memory ever. But hey, we're here. We are here. And we're geeking out. Wild Card Wednesday night. And they called him Wildfire. Yeah. So what's going on out there in the geek world? We know that, what was it? I don't talk about, contemporary stuff that much. I did see you guys talking earlier about, what was it? Oh yeah, Fiona, I agree. Gary is great at talking the geek stuff for sure. Let's see. You guys are talking about Miles Morales? Well, I don't know who that is. All I know is that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Hey, Gwagnar, it's funny you mentioned that. I just picked it up myself. He said, "Time someone once made that mistake, I banned everyone." Oh, well, don't do that, man. I know, just kidding. Oh, man. Cloudy memory. That's right, Steve-O. I have that cloudy memory. Wagner, I just picked that issue up myself. Well, I just ordered it from the site, but I've got the digital of it, of course. And this is a really cool. Really cool issue. Well, they're all great. I have every issue of Back Issue magazine. I also got the new issue of the Kirby Collector, and I have every issue of that. This is the Neil Adams tribute issue. So as was Alter Ego as well this month. And just got this. Just came out this week. Just about a year ago now, we said goodbye to one of the all-time greats, two of the all-time greats in the matter of span of a couple of weeks. Obviously, the great George Perez, and now, of course, the great Neil Adams was like maybe a week later. Digital is not cheating, Dave. I bought the physical copy. You get the digital for free on the website. And the reason why I love digital is because I like to collect my physical copies and I like to keep them in nice shape. Plus, I can't really sit down and read as much as I used to be able to sit in a chair and hold the book or hold the mag. I can sit at the desk more comfortably. My eyes don't burn up when I read them on my computer. And anything I read that I like, I want the physical copy. But if there's a digital, I'm thankful for it because I can see it better. I can blow the panels up on like whether I cast it to my TV or whatever. So I love digital. Not cheating at all. I got another friend of mine. He's so blind he can't read it. He still has he's a great collector. Still a collector. But if he can't get digital on stuff, he can't even read his comics. I have to head out, Joe. Oh, feeling tired. Oh, okay. Well, I hope I see you tomorrow night or Saturday. Joseph, get some rest there, buddy. Yeah, and it's easier to show digital on the live stream. That's also true. That's what I really love about the digital. So, I'm not. If you only get digital, yeah, I can see that. But it's very useful. Hey, juxtaposed. He said I loved when the DC app was on Apple TV. Yeah. So, I mean, look, digital has a place. It has use. To me, it's useful for those reasons. I mean, it's a lot of people can't see as well. And I love those comics look beautiful on the big screen. Yeah, reading comics on a 70-inch screen was great. I'm with the juxtapose. I love them on a big screen like that. And now for collecting, any collector's going to always want to have the physical copies. And I do want like I say, I buy this magazine, the physical copies. I have every issue of Back Issue and every issue of the Kirby Collector. So personally, I just find it very useful, and I like to be able to show the digital copies on the show. Now, obviously, I'm not going to. This is a brand new issue, and I suggest whether you buy digital or not, people go out and buy the physicals. But I like to show everybody how cool it is because I've always been so excited about TwoMorrows products. That I like to show people bits and pieces when I get the new ones, to get the word out there. Such a great magazine. My Back Issue is my favorite because I love the Bronze Age. Are you heading out, Penny? Oh, Penny, have a great night. You take care, dear. Thank you for being here. It was nice to see you there. Thank you so much. Since I love the Bronze Age is my favorite, I guess. That's why I love Back Issue magazine. Yeah, I saw that graphite edition of the Kirby's Destroyer Duck was out today, Glagnar. I didn't order it. I want it, but I might wait to be a cheap ass and wait till the price goes down a little bit. I don't always do that. Kay Burton says, I have little space for physical. I love them, but it's not practical for me anymore. Only buying stuff I really want physical. That's what I do. And I like trades and hardcovers too. I love them. I'm sorry. Now there's some collectors that like they bristle at the very mention of any reprint volume of anything, not realizing that most of a lot of the comics that came out when they were kids were reprints, just in the normal, format. But I love collected editions, and I love various kinds. I love hardcovers and omnibuses and essentials. Doesn't mean I don't love the physical copies. That's for collectors, and those comics will deteriorate. And sometimes you have some pretty valuable comics bagged and boarded, or even some people. I don't believe in slabbing unless it's really old, but you might have something slabbed, and that's all fantastic, great. But see, the paper that these comics were printed on was simply the vessel that was available to these, publishers and creators at the time. If there was someone else, some way else to get to distribute them to the public and make, sell them, they would have. That was the way. That was just what it was. What's important is the ideas, the art, the stories, the characters, all those things. And if you can and don't change them and transcribe them into other forms that aren't of paper, even that means those ideas live on, because that paper's going to deteriorate. And hundreds of years from now or whatever, when there's none of those, you can't even barely open any of those older comics. I want them every one of them transcribed where people can still read, enjoy, and love comics. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is what came out of the creative minds of the writers and artists and writer-artists, that sometimes they were the same, and that made it onto that paper. Juxtapose says, I like the digital combo Marvel does with their print. When I do buy Marvel, I get the digital combo. I feel like I'm getting my money's worth when buying digital combo. Yeah, I mean, like I say, Back Issue Magazine, I buy the physical, and then you get the digital free. D-Bud says, I loved buying Marvel Tales and Marvel Collector's Items Classics. I was able to read the old stories before I found comic book stores. Yeah, and with me, it was getting to read the Marvel Tales, Marvel's Greatest Comics, Marvel Triple Action, Marvel Super Action, which at the time, as a kid, I didn't know a lot of those were reprints, but that's how I got to read a lot of the earlier stuff that was before my time. DC was doing it with a lot of their big 100-page giants, their 80-page, not their 80-page giants earlier than that so much, but a little bit that too. And some of their other books. I mean, they constantly reprinted older stuff to save money and put, regurgitating it back onto the rack. But that did, a lot of these, even though they were reprints, they were basically the comic book versions of reruns for people who weren't able to read them before. So it's not a bad thing. And this is just another way of doing it. Later was your trade paperbacks and your collections that way. The trades, the hardcovers like Masterworks and Archives, the omnibuses and things like that. Like I said, if I can, I love having the physical older issues as well. Unfortunately, I was through a bunch of bad decisions and bad calls. I ended up having to sell my Fantastic Four collection in the 90s, and I hate myself for it every second. And but I would love to have those. But if I had my FFs, I would still, instead of pulling out my regular issues, when I want to read them, I'd go back and read my Masterworks. Daybob says, a lot of folks pirate them. I get cataract surgery, so there's that. I got a buddy of mine. He's a collector hardcore. He doesn't get slabbed much, but he does have a few slabbed here and there. But he just has a huge collection. He still wants to have the collection, but he's had some eye surgeries. He's had some trouble seeing. He can't read this, like this mag, for example, or some other ones. He can't even read a magazine or a comic anymore. He has to have his iPad where he can blow up the panels and stuff like that, and the pages. And it's just cool. And by the way, Comic book art is so beautiful; it transcends the paper. It looks amazing. Have you ever blown them up on your TV? And like I say, I love collectors, and I was always a dealer. I sold comics. I collected a few here. I collected tons of them. But as far as the hardcore collector, if I could afford it now, and it's never going to be able to afford it again, I would probably go back to the hardcore collecting, just the ones I really want. And yet I would still always want a digital of it so I could read it sitting there sitting back on a desk or something. I've gotten spoiled by the digital for that in that respect, but digital will never replace print or the physicals. And that's been proven. They've been in digital comics for years, and for a while there, DC, and I think even Marvel, but I know DC many years ago, they were doing comics that were straight to digital first. I think they still one every once in a while, and it doesn't matter. Somebody who wants to hold that comic in their hand, even if they would, and I would never do. If it was a comic I really wanted to read that was coming out on a monthly basis, I want to go buy it. And I won't even bother with the digital on something like that so much. But then again, I might go sit at my desk, and if I'm sitting there, maybe like look at the digital of it, but I'd still go buy that comic. But when it comes to something like this, it's very useful to me. And I like seeing it on the screen there. So there's nothing like holding a comic book. I'm with you there, Dave Bob. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. But some people have to make they have to make those changes, and they have to go to the guy like my friend. He loves comics and these mags, so he wants to read them, and that's the way he can. And it's easier for me to read these like this. Anyway, here's the issue. This is tribute to the great Neil Adams, the new issue of Back Issue magazine. To show a few bits and pieces here. Nice mag. I love this mag. Oh, that old comic book smell, D-Bud. It's something. Always love this cover. Both of these covers. The old Bob Kane, when he, I think somebody inked Bob Kane on that one, but it was still a great cover. Detective 31 is a great cover, and then Batman 277 by Neil Adams. That's one of my favorite Neil Adams covers. Good God, man, it's so good. I always love this Brave and the Bold cover, number 79. What a cover, man. Neil was amazing. Almost, it gets to be a bummer, man, because almost all of those great Silver Age artists are gone, and we don't have too many of the Bronze Agers left either. I mean, not trying to be a Mr. Bummer, but Jesus, man, it's borderline depressing. I don't know, man. It's just sad. But he was great. And he will. I mean, he's going to be missed. There's just no question about it. He's already been missed. And again, for his older stuff, of course. I think now maybe after year after his passing, I can say that his greatest run was his. I think his best stuff kind of ended in the early 80s because he didn't really do much after that until recently, to make the impact that he did with as comparatively little interior work is also extraordinarily impressive. My question is, when you think Neil Adams, who do you think, Batman, or do you think Green Lantern? I mean, I think Batman for me. The Green Lantern's close, but I kind of when I think Green Lantern, I think more Gil Kane than Neil Adams. So Batman to me, Neil Adams. Yeah. Would associate. I mean, there are a lot of things associated with Neil Adams, of course, but I think if there's one character that stands out the most for me, it's Batman for Neil Adams. No, man. Man Bat. I've always wanted that Detective Comics number 400. I never got it. I think I may have sold. I mean, if I had it for the shop once. Harley Quinn. Princess. I don't know if Neil ever drew Harley Quinn. But this, Oh, Bush Pan Down, thank you for the kind words. Yes. Well, look, yeah, I mean, Neil was a genius, and he was to be the first to tell you that. He was something. Oh, really? Fiona says, every time I saw Neil Adams at a convention, 90% of his artwork for sale was pictures of Harley Quinn, which is strange because she didn't pop up to the Batman the Animated Series, then in comics, and he never really drew any of her comics. I guess he just decided she was popular. Could not be reached for further comment. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, Fiona, that's I every time I've seen him, I've saw like a table full of a whole bunch of that stuff. I don't remember seeing Harley myself, but I hear you. And it's not a character that is even, he even was involved with. So it's weird, but there you go. First Neil Adams I bought was Action Comics 363. He did the cover. He did a lot. He did a lot of the covers. Neil did not do. Look, the thing is, Neil Adams. Not that he didn't know interior. He did a lot. He did interior work, but he was mostly. I mean, you could probably say he did more covers than he ever did interior work, and of course, advertising work, stuff like that. Or I mean, certainly he did. He was more known for covers. Agree, Fiona, who says he was the first artist to bring naturalized artwork to comics. He was the one that really, I mean, it was just extraordinary. He was just, can't believe it's been a year already. Look at that Batmobile, the Bat Vet. Always loved this cover too. Batman and Enemy Ace. The year I met him, he had a lot of movie and TV related material out. Walking Dead, Godot's Wonder Woman. Yeah, he did. I mean, a lot of that stuff he would put out on his table. I think his son Josh or Jeremy or whichever one it was would do a lot of that art for him. One of my problems, and not to speak ill of the dead, was his tables at the cons I went to, and I've seen him at quite a few of them. The Crusty Bunkers were his little group. He used to there would be these pretty nice prints on the tables of Neil Adams stuff. The problem was, and there were some of them are like from classic pose stuff that he took from his own work, but they were, and I wanted to buy one a couple times. They weren't cheap, and some of them were over inked to death, like really, like someone had gone over them with a. And I guess Hungry Boy would understand where I'm coming from with the art. There were older stuff of his, unbelievably badly inked. Like either redid those himself, or he got from pencil shots, and he had somebody ink them to the death to where I didn't want. I'm looking at I couldn't find anything I wanted because I was going to kind of break down and try to spend money and get him to sign it, which wasn't cheap back then, even back then. And it just they were ugly. And of course, anything that you wanted to get him of high quality of his, you could. But if you just wanted to buy one of those prints and get him to sign it, which wasn't cheap, a lot of times they were over inked and they were gaudy. I'm not saying everything on the table, but wow, Fiona says, I'm not going to say when he hit on me and my friends, but he was friendly, really friendly, way more friendly than someone like George Perez, who is very friendly. I get you, and I can believe it. Neil Adams he was a dog now. I can believe you there, Princess Fiona. It's a little bit too friendly-ish, huh? Yeah. George Perez was more even keel, more nice guy. Yeah, he was kind of George Perez was very genteel fellow. Neil Adams, on the other hand, is the guy who famously told Frank Miller that he had no talent. Made him cry, pretty much. But yeah. And he had, like you said, Wagner, the Crusty Bunkers were his inking group. His group of inkers. Man was extraordinary, though. My father worshipped the guy, and so I worship him, but not so much. No, I understand. Look, I mean, I'm very critical of stuff he did later. Just the art, not him. Although he said some really crazy stuff even online later. But look, I mean, I just love his work. It's one of my favorite artists of all time, but not in my top, but in my top 3 or 4. I love him that much, but he's one of the greats, undeniably. But he was still a person, so hey, he can be judged like everyone else in that respect. Wagner says, I hope they do another back issue with his Bronze Age done DC work. Well, see, there's not, I guess they should, because there's some stuff, sure, they could have done. I didn't get to read this issue yet. Hey, Blunt Philly Reviews. Good to see you, Blunt Philly Reviews. Welcome. He essentially taught me how to draw. I grew up copying his stuff and John Byrne stuff. Oh, wow. Many people could say the same thing, I'm pretty sure, Princess Fiona. Absolutely, that's great. At the time, he was charging a lot for his autograph, but I caught him after show hours and chatted for half an hour or so, ended up giving me advice, a free sketchbook, and signature. Great experience. Wow, okay, nice. Yeah, but Gwag, he did so much at DC in the Bronze Age, but he did other stuff too. I mean, it was borderline bronze to borderline Bronze Age, I guess, when he did some X-Men work, and then the Kree Skrull War. So I didn't read this issue yet. Are you telling me it doesn't cover anything but DC? Oh, it's just DC, huh? Wow. Okay. That's a shame. How about they don't cover his X-Men or Avengers? Huh. What the hell, back issue? I love back issue magazine, so that's fine. I got the Alter Ego issue. I'm not sure why it's just DC. That's strange. Okay. But yeah, well, I hope that they do one where they cover some more of it. But wow, okay. My goodness. This is pretty cool right here. Did they do one thing I wish they would do? I love his Tarzan covers. One thing I wish they would do, I would like to see something on it. I know it wasn't comics for them to do that, but I love his Tarzan covers. Princess Fiona says, I want to be clear, I'm not defaming him. No, you're not. I understand that. He did nothing untoward. He had his groupies, and more power to him. He earned them. He was still very polite, and I have to say, for his age, he's a handsome man. Yeah, Fiona, I didn't take it that way. Believe me, I know exactly what you're talking about, and everyone here knows Fiona's not. For anyone who doesn't, yeah, she's not saying it in a bitter way or anything. He was look, and I don't know how old he was when he met you, Fiona, but he's obviously a damn sight older than you or me, even older than me, way older than me. So we old guys, hell, young guys too. We old guys, especially if we're around a lot of young ladies, lovely ladies. Especially if we're the center of attention, like Neil was. I'm sorry, we're gonna be friendly and flirt. Now you should keep it above board, and I hope and like you said, he did. But we're gonna be that way with the ladies. I mean, I would be. Yeah, I'm not. My temperament's a little bit different than his, so I don't know how he was acting that, but I'm still, if I have ladies at my table wanting me to sign stuff, I'm gonna be smiling. I'm gonna be in a pretty good mood, and gonna be a little. I'm not gonna be flirty, I guess, but I'm gonna be nice, as you said. He was friendly, but I'm different. We're all different. I'm not sure I would act as he did, but I don't know exactly what he did. But like you said, he was cool. We just kind of made it clear. If you were interested, also, then he was too. Oh, I think he just made it. And then he was too. Yeah, I think he was in his 60s when I was 20, but he was good looking in that Aiden Quinn way. Well, I got you. Look, a dude will tell you this. An honest dude will tell you this, Princess. If I were somebody at a con and in a celebrity type thing, like on the level of who would be a con like a Neil Adams, if I'm single especially, I'll make use of it, only in the sense that I'm going to be, I'm going to talk to the ladies. Dave Buff says the first comic I can remember owning is, believe it or not, was the Amazing Spider-Man #1. Not amazing Fantasy 15, but Mom threw it away when I went to the Army. Oh man, that's one of the worst, one of many of horrible comic book tragedies I've ever heard, Dave Bob. I'm not sure if you told me that one before, but buddy, that hurts. Actually, that wasn't Conan. That's Pellucidar. That's At the Earth's Core right there. But and it's mostly by Alan Weiss and the Krusty Bunker. So, Krusty Bunker at times billed as Krusty Bunker is a pseudonym for Neil Adams and Continuity Associates artists working under Neil's direction. Inks over Alan Weiss, pencils of the Pellucidar featured DC Worlds. Yeah. So that's not Conan, but I understand what you're saying. I mean, this isn't all DC so far, but most of it does seem to be. Yeah, I think you're right. I guess it's all DC. Bush Pandel said, maybe Fiona is really hot. Well, I'm sure she is. And Fiona also knows how we guys are. She's very cool about it. So there you go. The treasure tossing mom, a bane to all you collectors. Yeah. I'm sorry about that, buddy. That's a rough one, man. Fiona says, that kind of alpha male behavior does not offend me. Quite the contrary. That's how men are supposed to behave. Confident, but not sleazy. Fair enough. It's a fair call. And so, yeah, look, Fiona, and I appreciate you being that way about it. Like, being cool about it, understanding, again, and as long as he walked a certain line, well, there you go. I can respect that. We guys got to behave, even though it's not always easy to behave. Well, there's some Marvel stuff for you. Kill Raven. There's at least some Marvel stuff there. Pollutioner, yes. So, like I said, I haven't had a chance to read the issue yet there, Gwag, but yeah. I'm not going to show it all. I think people should go buy the mag. I'm not, moving in on their territory. I'm just showing bits and pieces because it's a great. The back issue magazine's amazing. Look at all the great covers they have. I mean, first they have some that aren't out yet, of course. This Superboy issue, I loved it, and yeah, what the hell? Oh my God, they got Power Records. Now, there have been 6 different Amazing Spider-Man #1s. I really wish they'd stop rebooting titles. Yes. They must have. I can still remember the smell of the comic book rack from the 60s and 70s. My goodness, yes. Nothing like it, brother. Nothing like it. My goodness. Look. Was it the smell of new ink, or even old ink for that matter? Old newsprint. Yeah. When I saw the Power Records, I go, man, I can't wait to read this. Let's see what else. Also, I got, and again, we just flashed through them a little bit because I don't want to show the whole thing. It's not my job, not my place to show the whole thing. Because I'd sit there and just read it, but I can't wait to read these later. But I love that they did that tribute to Neil Adams, just as Alter Ego did last month. And like you mentioned, Gwagnar, that Destroyer Duck Graphite Edition looks really cool. It's $30. I'm being a cheap ass, but eventually I'll probably get it. Dave G Sound. What is up, brother? And so I also, in addition to Back Issue Magazine number 143, I also ordered the Jack Kirby Collector number 86. Which is also, I have every issue of the Jack Kirby Collector. Let's see what this issue is about. Kirby comparisons. Is the topic. Compare and contrast. Hail, Mr. John Morrow. Whoa. Jack Kirby 100th birthday panel held at the Baltimore Comic-Con. Must be a transcription from it. Oh, cool. There's Jack. Hail to the king, baby. Keely Chow, what's up, buddy? Roll Tide. Yeah, Gwagnar. Yeah, Wildcard Wednesday, sponsored by TwoMorrows Publishing. I hope he wouldn't get mad at me for showing this stuff, but I'm just showing little bits and pieces of his book. I mean, his books and his mags that I've been ordering for decades, and he's amazing. Hail to the king. Whoa. Look at one of the weird, I love these really weird Kirby collages. Crazy stuff, man. I love me a Kirby collage there. Jabin says, so far I only have 2 issues of back issues. Superboy and Legion both were amazing. I need to get Kirby. Kirby Collector is great. I love it. Indeed, Keeley. Long live the king. But these crazy Kirby collages like this, God, what a man, what imagination that man had. What a way to be, Jack. Way to be. So this issue has a base, not exactly sure the theme, called Kirby Comparisons, but I will, of course, look forward to reading this, as I always do. I always love this section. This is a quarterly mag. Kirby Obscura is always a fun read, as it's called. This section is one of my favorite bits of it. Let's see. Yes, so we always have such cool stuff in this mag. Yeah. He has no comparative. I guess there's comparative, but there's no one to compare to Kirby. All right, J-Man, take it easy, buddy. See you Monday, bro. Have a good one. Yeah. Exactly, Bush. Oh, the man was just was magnificent. The magnificence of his art just never ceases to just stagger my imagination. Could do it all. All right. Oh, just wanted to show a little bit of that. And so, there's that graphite edition, man. That looks too good. I may have to grab it. Oh, they got Alter Ego's collector's item classics. Oh my goodness. Cool. Here's one coming up. Looks interesting. Cliffhanger. This is coming out soon. It's a magazine's format. Looks like it's it's not. It's book format. $40. Cliffhanger. Hold on tight. Oh man, a book about movie serials. Oh man. Superhero movie serials. Look at that. Coming out soon. That looks great. I want. Princess Fiona's talking about. I was looking at that Titans crossover book. He's still in this Robin costume. It's been over 25 years. Could never get used to Nightwing. I can't either. Oh my God. He will always be Robin. I finally found you. I now must insist, Fiona, that you marry me, or at least become my Clobberin Times wife, because I have been the only one saying that about Robin since it's first happened, since he first got into that stupid disco negligee in the 80s and became Robin. He took the name Nightwing from a character from an old Superman stories of Superman and Jimmy Olsen, Nightwing and Flamebird going into the the Bottle City of Kandor being like a Batman and Robin type. And then I was the only one bitching about him becoming Nightwing. I wanted him to be the Earth 2, like Earth 2 Robin and grow up to be Robin. That's what I wanted. And I've never been used to him being Nightwing, and I'm the only one. You never hear anybody talk about that anymore. Nobody ever talks about that anymore. And you're the first person I've seen mention that, Fiona. Other than me, everyone says, yeah, whatever. He's Nightwing. Blunt Philly Review says, worth mentioning that Clobb's like to watch ratio right now is freaking 158% equals best stream on you. Oh, you're too kind, buddy. That's very nice of you to say that, Blunt Philly. I never even look at the likes. I have a few people liking. Oh, yeah. I do appreciate anyone who does click the like button and even subscribes. But there you go. Robin is Robin and not Nightwing. But, yes, it was a negligee. The negligee was, I remember Robert Greenberger was at some con way down here in Louisiana back in the 80s, right when they just, only a year or two after that stupid disco outfit. And I said, when are you guys going to get Robin out of that stupid negligee? Snuggy Jr., hello there. And he was like, what? And I got to be honest with you. I didn't think it was going to last. I thought they were going to put him back in the Robin outfit, but no. Then they bring Jason Todd along, and I'm like, oh, well. Bobby, who is your favorite Batman villain, not the Joker? I think I would have to say Ra's al Ghul, but Two-Face is right there. And so wait for come right. Yeah, they should put him in the Earth 2 Robin costume. Fiona, I love you for that. So I think they should. I think it's those two. If I had to say, Bush Pan Down. I hate to go with easy ones like that, but those are two great ones. Batman has a good rose gallery. See, Batman the animated series took some villains and made them ones that weren't that serious and made them pretty well. Like I love the portrayal of the Riddler on the Batman the animated series, played by the brilliant John Glover. So I have to say that. But this is exciting here. Cliffhanger, I got to get that. Movie Serials Mag. Pretty cool. Yeah, so there you go. What about that? Mr. Freeze. Yeah, Mr. Freeze wasn't he voiced by Michael Ansara? If I remember right, on the animated series. Could be wrong. Originally, Mr. Freeze's name was Mr. Zero. You could count Catwoman as a villain if you want to. I don't really do it much. But you can. I mean, she technically is. I mean, in a sense. But she's also... It's complicated with her, as you well know. I tend to just kind of exclude her from it these days. Michael Ansara's greatness. Kang. The reason why I wouldn't necessarily count her as a villain is because when the villains had Batman in that great episode Almost Got Him, she went to she watched this, but she went and saved his life. So she's more of an ally. It's complicated. Michael Ansara was great, absolutely. Oh dear, oh dear. But he's probably got the best gallery of villains. You know, on Nick's show a couple of times we've talked about villains galleries. Snuggie Jr., I would say, I didn't read it, but from what I've heard, Tom King should count as a Batman villain, according to many who have read his drivelly Batman comics. I have not, because it's modern comics. I can't stand to look at modern comics. Keeley, I thought Mad Hatter was certainly great on the animated series, voiced by the great Roddy McDowall. Captain Infinity and Beyond. What's up, buddy? Yeah, Dave Bob. No kidding. Julie Newmar is no villainous. Yes, Frank Gorshin is a great Riddler. He was the best. It's a shame because as great as John Astin is as an actor, should have just let him be somebody else. He couldn't be that one. What's up there, hungry boy? Good to see you, buddy. That's probably, hey, it's hard to argue with that one. Could not be reached for further comment. He says Batman, Spider-Man, Dick Tracy, top 3 rogues galleries. Well, that's, hey, look, tough to argue. Some heroes just have a few really good ones. And some heroes have pretty big, decent rogue galleries. And there's some heroes that don't really have good rogues galleries at all. Good night, Dave Bob. You heading out, buddy? Take care, man. I appreciate you having you hang by here, buddy. Always a pleasure. Captain Infinity's worst villain is Howard Chaykin. Oh dear. We could be playing the game of Rassilon at this very moment. Oh man, oh man. Yeah. What was it? All red. Yeah. Whew. Hungry Boy does not like Mike Allred. That's right. Yeah, FF. Oh, no. Look, Hungry Boy. FF does have an excellent rogues gallery. No question about Princess Fiona. I hope you're kidding about Professor Pig. Oh, but you might not be. I mean, I wish I could forget Professor Pig, though. I got to tell you that. What Philly says, just curious, where would you rank Superman's rogue gallery of the villains? Low, mid, high level? I'd say Superman has a mid-level because he's got, as a gallery, he's got some great ones. I mean, obviously, Luthor goes without saying, and Brainiac, when the actual, depending upon your depiction or iteration, is a great one. Then it kind of falls off a little bit. I mean, Parasite's great because he can slug it out. Metallo's great for obvious reasons. Mxyzptlk's great because he's a threat, even if he's, so that's a pretty good core. But after that, no. Well, look, there's Toyman and Prankster. They're more like irritants than anything else. Terraman, okay, no. Yeah, but it's decent. He's got some fairly decent gallery there. It's not bad, but it's not like Spidey level. But go back to Fantastic Four for a second, Hungry Boy. Yeah, FF. I mean, you got the biggest, one of the greatest of them all. You got Doomsday, and after Doomsday, you've got Skrulls, you've got Super Skrull, you got goes without saying Galactus. Yeah, I mean, you've got Sandman, Frightful Four. Wagner, I don't actually count Darkseid as a Superman villain. He's more just he's a fourth world DC villain that, I mean, yes, he's been a Superman nemesis, but he didn't originate with him. That's why I don't put him there. Ultra Humanite you could put there, kind of considering the mistake they made. Ultra Humanite's a Superman villain. So, but I always put him where the hero they originated with. Of course, I love the Barry Allen Flash Rogues Gallery. FF got quite a few, has good ones. Avengers have good ones. The X-Men kind of run out of good ones after a while when you get into them. We've talked about this on Nick's show before. Yeah, I mentioned Mixes-Pitalik. I love, Mixes-Pitalik maybe from a sillier time, but he's very powerful. I don't think, of course, the way Alan Moore used him, whoa, but yeah. But I do love Mixes-Pitalik. But yes, it's true that you got to trick him into saying his name backwards. Kill Tip Zixum. Annihilus, yep. Psycho Man. Another couple of great FF villains: Blastar, Mole Man, Puppet, Puppet Master, Puppet Face, Puppet Man. Why did I say Puppet Master? You can't really. Invincible Man doesn't really count. People like to count him sometimes. He's only been like the one. Yancey Street Gang. Sentry Sinister. No, he was in one, wasn't he? Ronan the Accuser does start as an FF. I think he did start as an FF villain, so yeah. Well, I love Batmite, Fiona, especially on the late 70s New Adventures of Batman and Robin cartoon where Adam West and Burt Ward did the voices, and they had Batgirl, and Batmite was in love with Batgirl. Yeah, Terrax was good. Impossible Man, I love Impossible Man. Just an annoyance, but still. I mean, Fantastic Four number 176 is one of my favorite all-time comics. A great Impossible Man story. So yeah, and of course, look, you can say what you want about the Flash Rogues Gallery. There's something endearing about them. And then you go, Hulk has an okay one. The Leader's a great villain. Of course, Abomination, Tyrannus or whatever. By Beast. I don't know. Who's some of the other Hulk villains? That's true. Gabriel was a robot there, Hungry Boy. That's a good point. Blunt Philly says, do we have any faith in James Gunn could do a good Batmite cameo in the DSU? He would. He'd be the guy to do it. What did I always say about Gunn? By Beast, Wendigo, Hulk villain. Whatever you say about Gunn, if there's anyone that would put Batmite in a movie, it's him. I mean, say what you want about his Peacemaker show, he kept mentioning. He had some crazy mentions in there. On the Peacemaker show, I know a lot of everyone didn't like it. It was sickening, but I watched it. I mean, I needed a shower every time I watch an episode, but he mentioned Matter Eater Lad, amongst other. He mentioned some crazy characters. It was pretty funny, though, I thought. And yeah, I'm not proud of myself for watching it. I know. But I did. Even I do naughty things sometimes. Well, Gilbert Gottfried did the voice of Mr. Mixes-Pitalik on the Bruce Timm animated Superman show. Blunt Philly says, I like Peacemaker. Don't get the hate. I respect everyone's opinions, but I liked it too, man. It's a little gross, but I liked it too. I'm just saying a lot of people hated it. It's a little gross, but the show was good, says Fiona. There you go. I don't feel so alone anymore. Hey, Bruce Lombardo. He said, it's okay. I watched Hawk the Slayer again. Well, J-Man would like to hear that. Go see J-Man's channel. They talk about those kind of movies all the time, J-Man and Hungry Boy. Thank you for being here, Bruce. Good to see you. Fiona says, James Gunn is always going to put a little more body horror in of things than they probably should have. Remember, he came from Trauma. That's true. Toxic Avenger. Look, Hungry Boy, I liked Slither. I went to see Slither mostly because Nathan Fillion was in it, but I liked it. Hawk the Slayer on Red Letter Media was incredible this week, and Best of the Worst. Oh yeah, that's right. They talked about it on Red Letter Media. Slither was pretty funny. Flash is so hard to write well. His top speed seems to vary from about 70 miles an hour to 7 times the speed of light, depending upon the plot. Yeah. Yes. One thing I hate, and I don't know what you think of it, what everyone, this is, I don't know if it's a hot take or not. I really hate the Speed Force. I don't know if it was Mark Wade, William Meisler Loebs, or the Jeff Johns, whoever came up with it. I hate it. Hate it. Just let him run fast, for God's sake. And then that brought upon this propensity of the artist drawing Flash now to have all this lightning shit all over the place when he's running. It's this forever lightning effect when the Flash is running. It really annoys me. Really does. Be it in comics, or the TV show, or the movies. I know I'm probably the only one bitching about that, but I hate it. I mean, Quicksilver never gained traction in Marvel. I liked him. I liken him as a second tier character. I got to tell you something about Quicksilver. A lot of friends of mine like him, and they all laugh at me. I hate Quicksilver for very immature reasons. It's not like I'm into shipping or anything, and I'm not. But as a kid, I hated him because he stole Johnny's girl, Crystal. Like, man, Johnny Storm had the worst luck, man. And to lose Crystal to that jackass Quicksilver always aggravated me. Dave C says, hey, Clobby, Wildcard Wednesday question. How much do you think a full straight run of Werewolf by Night first series would cost? I'd have to look into it, but it wouldn't be too cheap, I think, because of Werewolf by Night special. Key collectors. See, the key collectors destroy everything. They ruin everything for normal collectors. So while it, because I think the first couple of issues are by Mike Plug, and they, as time went on, they had a little bit of value, not much. Then anytime there's a TV or movie, TV show or a movie even announced, these things start to creep up. And then when that comes out, it really affects the quote unquote value. Straight run or just first appearances, usually straight run. So the key collecting, and I kind of enjoyed that Werewolf by Night special. So I couldn't, off the top of my head, tell you what it would cost. I would be happy to look into it for you. But what I can tell you is key collectors have probably driven the damn thing up a good bit. I know that's not too good of an answer, but if you want me to try to look into it for you. I would definitely. Now I don't know if it's just the first couple of issues or what, but yeah, I would look into that for you if you'd like. Yeah, best to wait till the character's forgotten again. Yeah, the key. That's another thing that goes down after that a little bit. Yeah, that's an excessive lightning now. The lightning gets on my nerves. And no Speed Force, sorry, just superfluous to great character who does not need it. Thank you, buddy. I like Quicksilver and X Factor, says Guagnar. I got you. Bruce says, Clobby, I'll happily watch the 1970s Shazam show and ISIS shows. I love, yeah. I'd like to get those. I love them. Of course, I said that was my introduction to Captain Marvel. No, Clob, you were right. The lightning all over the place with the Flash is too much. Thank you, Blunt. Quicksilver. What's in your girlfriend's wallet? Quicksilver was designed for decent guys to despise him and want to treat him like chopped liver pie made by Yancey Streeters. Says Fogarty Boy. Werewolf by Night also has first appearance of Moon Knight, true, and that makes it even more. Agreed. To hell with the stupid Speed Force. I really hate it. And now they're stuck with it. Ugh. Just let them run fast. Can it just be run fast, man? I mean, it's just that's been a bugaboo with me forever. When a lot the whole grim and gritty thing. Look, I love Frank Miller, love Alan Moore, at least their best stuff of the 80s. I mean, I'm such a huge Alan Moore fan. We talked about this before. I used to want to write a book chronicling all of his best stuff, 80s, 90s. I have just a couple years back, my buddy Carlos and I, we did a very comprehensive live stream about the works of Alan Moore and all of his work, and with focus on his less famous stuff. We did talk about his more famous stuff like Watchmen and Killing Joke, and Swamp Thing, but we've focused on his, gave some focus to some great works he did that not as many people, put eyes on or know about. I love Alan Moore's 80s and 90s stuff. I just love. I mean, he didn't really do much after that, and Frank Miller, I love some of his stuff. But the grim and the gritty really changed things to the point where I can't stand him when a comic book writer tries to over-explain why his character's powers work a certain way. Now, sometimes I can understand it, but other times I'm like, you know what? There's no way I'm going to believe a guy got bitten by first of all, the radiation didn't kill the spider, and then it passes it on to a dude, and it just doesn't make him sick or something. He gives him the proportionate strength of a spider. You know what? We don't care why. We love Spider-Man. I don't want to hear the science of it that much. I mean, try to over-explain it too much. And, how about a bunch of chemicals? First of all, Golden Age Flash, he just drank some kind of elixir stuff. But Barry Allen, lightning struck a bunch of chemicals, and they went all over him, and he can run fast. Impossible speeds. That works for me. It's fine for me. Anytime, buddy. Anytime, Dave. Thank you. If I can help, though, just let me know, bud. He can run fast. That's it. Superman came from another planet. And even if you want to, like I said, they started using the power of the sun and all the solar battery crap. Fine. He could do all these crazy things, and I don't care. It's suspension of disbelief, man. Captain Finney, like the Guardian Forever, sometimes you don't need an overly contrived explanation. It's just fun. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely, sir. Because I don't need to know, why is it that people don't shoot Batman's face when he's got that the body armor for Batman is worse. People like to say in the movies, for example, when he's wearing all this complicated body armor, I'm like, wouldn't it be more prudent that he could wear something very light where he could move faster? Exactly. Reed Richards took 3 speech balloons to introduce unstable molecules which defy physics. One panel. And he explained to you why, and you roll with it because it's a comic book. I don't want it explained to me because you can't explain it. A reflective plate traveling at mere 17,000 miles per hour cracked the fused silica glass of the ISS imagined image. What the Flash could do, yeah, but we just go with it because it's a comic book. Zathras, what's up, buddy? On the point of don't over-explain, it was my favorite thing about Peacemaker's vigilante. Yeah, they don't explain if he has powers, what his deal is. Nothing. We don't care. He's just fun. Yeah, he is funny. That was a weird take on Adrian Chase, but I never liked the thing is I never liked Adrian Chase that much. I remember back again when I was running, and I wasn't running. I owned the comic shop later. This was the one I was running in the early 90s, 80s, early 80s. Adrian Chase appeared in a New Teen Titans annual, and then he got his own series called Vigilante or whatever. Not the Golden Age Cowboy Vigilante, just a goofy. He was just a take on Marvel's Punisher, but that was a comic shops only direct sales Baxter comic exclusive. And I remember I got in one of many arguments with the owner of the shop. I was not the owner of this one. About ordering, because it was this new book, everyone he wanted to order crazy number of them. And I said, well, first of all, because he knew it was going to be exclusive to comic shops, and it was on Baxter paper. And I was like, yeah, but the thing is, nobody really knows who the Vigilante is. This is not a superhero comic. Marv Wolfman, I think, wrote it, and he had I don't even think didn't have a big name artist. He had a motorcycle looking outfit with you all know what the Vigilante looked like. I was like, dude, I mean, we should go a little light on this first issue, but no. And he said, tell everybody about it. I said, I'll tell them about it, sure. And I showed people this is the new book, and people had seen, and I referenced that he was in Teen Titans. A few people bought it. But he's just a guy running around with guns. I think this was even before the first Punisher miniseries, where the Punisher was just at Marvel. I mean, it wasn't even doing much. So, I don't know. Princess Fiona says, the Flash does more than run fast. He moves fast. He can vibrate parts of his body. The implications are vast, a varied set of powers. Indeed. I mean, the speed of the Flash can hit before the Speed Force thing came in the comics. Could be friction, could cause any gas to ignite. We're surrounded by by gases, including slot tweets. His thoughts and perceptions are also very fast. He should be one of the most interesting comic book characters ever. And there's been a few amazing stories, but he requires better writers. Well, I agree with that, but when I was a kid, he didn't require better writers. It was just Barry Allen, usually with Carrie Bates writing him, and I was happy with that. And at that, when I jumped on him, was Irv Novick drawing him, so I liked the art, because Irv Novick's Flash, I loved him. I think he was better on Flash than he was on Batman. He looked like a skinny runner guy. And at that time, when I first started reading him, Barry Allen was just really cool. And Barry Allen, loved comic books. He was a comic book collector. And that's, when he got the powers, he became like his comic book superhero that he loved, the Flash. At that, of course, we didn't know. We found out, of course, that Earth 2 really existed, but on Earth 1, as a kid, when Barry was a kid, they didn't know that. They were seeing comic books based upon real characters. They thought those were just comic books, but it's convoluted anyway. But I love Flash. I love Barry Allen Flash. And I'm sorry, again, you talked about how Dick Grayson just had always been Robin. I agree. And to me, Wally West will always be Kid Flash. And that's why I was pretty upset with a lot of things that Crisis on Infinite Earths did. But I am old. I am old. I am old. Is the Flash supposed to be able to move faster than Superman? I think so. but it's close. Only because that's his main power. Oh, Princess Fiona joined. Join the. Thank you so much, Princess. Our new member, Princess Fiona. Everybody, thank you so much. I think I would like to think so, Princess, but it's not for me to answer, I guess, because they never let one of them really win the race that much when they used to race in the old days, anyway. There's some things mankind was not meant to know. Oh, thank you, D. Bud Martin says Bruce Lombardo of Dick's Division. Remember, for 4 months, Carolina level. That's not enough appreciation for you. Thank you so much, buddy. Bruce, you were too kind, my friend. He says, I know they're going to take 40% of this, but hearing you discuss our modern mythologies is a joy to hear. Thank you, Clobby. Been lurking and finally finished a figurine. Oh, cool. Man, you do some amazing work on that kind of stuff, Bruce. Hello, Bruce. Hello, Bruce. You made great stuff, and I'm humbled, sir. I don't know what to say. I'm honored by that. You were too kind, too generous, and it is much appreciated, buddy. Yeah, I don't even know what they take, 40, 30, whatever, but they do. That's okay. Dude, you owe me nothing. But you're here the knowledge that you're listening and hearing when you can, that's enough, brother. Of course, I think anyone out there who is either lurking or watching this later on a rewatch or a download, I always forget to say that at the beginning. Alaric Harrelson, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Always great to have you pop in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see here. F equaled MV 2 squared 2, so the fastest superior should be the most powerful. Yeah, works for me. Well, in that case, it's Superman. But super strength. I don't know. You're making me think of stuff. How dare you, Princess Fiona, make me think of things. I'm not good at thinking when it comes to superheroes. I just like, oh, he's Superman. He's going to do this. Okay, I'm not good at thinking when it comes to anything, really, but... Clobby, he has given me some of the most relaxed, happy, and enjoyable evenings since I discovered this channel. Oh, you can turn a very rough day into a wonderful one. You are too kind. You're just trying to make me blush. I know you. That is your sinister plan to make me blush, Fiona. But you were too kind. I cannot thank you so much. You're being here and all of you being here. It just means the world to me. Just geeking out. I'm a physicist. It's an occupational hazard. Well, it's worth it. It's worth it. I liked Barry Allen, but I wish they wouldn't have brought him back, and it caused flush point. Yeah, Wagner, I love Barry, but bringing him back the way they did, oh boy, they should never killed him. I loved Barry, but worse than that, giving him that crappy retcon BS origin of his mother being killed by the Reverse Flash sucks. I freaking hate it. It makes me sick. Yeah, you can't stand. Hey, Oliver Belamonte. What's up, buddy? He says, Claudia, I seem not to understand DC nowadays. They plan to bring out Wonder Woman's daughter called Trinity. It seems the super children are coming out. Damian, John Kent, and now Trinity. Is that what they're doing now? So I don't follow modern DC unless someone's telling me about it. But yeah, I don't know. If they think they can sell those comics, here's the thing. I have no objection unless if they were like a decent company and they were doing comics of those kids. If people would like them, they've tried for years to do that kind of stuff. But retcons like that, if they're retconning them out or they're just replacing them, all I can say is good luck. No one wants to see, usually don't want to see their heroes supplanted, but they're hell-bent on doing that kind of crap anyway. Princess Fiona says, they always have to create a tragedy for the originals of a superhero. I get it, but it doesn't have to happen every single time. The thing is, that's what I'm saying. Barry Allen was the one guy that did not have a tragic origin. Hal Jordan didn't really either. His father died in the crash. That was retcon later, but in a crash or something. But Hal Jordan just got, but other than Barry and Hal, Now, Ollie had life-changing events where, he got stranded on an island, lost his fortune, blah, whatever. But having somebody die, like, again, obviously it's important in some cases. Superman's origin is important to him. That he was, orphaned, sent to another world and all that kind of stuff. Peter Parker, Bruce Wayne, but every one of them doesn't have to have that. That's another good point, Wagner. Wonder Woman, at least Earth 2 Wonder Woman had a daughter named Fury, but that's Earth 2, right? Hey, did they Elongated Man? No, Elongated Man didn't have a tragic origin that I know of. Until Brad Meltzer. Didn't that Brad Meltzer do that? He did that identity crisis crap with what happened to Sue Digby. Sue Digby. Yeah. Sue Dibney, sorry. Elongated Man's wife. Yeah, I won't go there what happened to her, but it was disgusting and unnecessary, DC idiots. Meltzer's an a-hole for that. I'm sorry. It's absolute horrible what they did to her, Sue Dibney. And then what the heroes did after that. Oh, God. So, yeah, that was another thing. They were normal characters. He got that power to that I don't know, that King Gold crap or whatever he got his powers, and then they did that to him. Freaking sucks. So, yeah, that's garbage. And again, as Fiona was saying, as I've said often, every hero doesn't have to have a stupid, tragic origin. I mean, many do, and that's fine. Can't we have Barry Allen with his origin? When he was a guy who grew up reading comic books. He loved them, but then he was a police scientist, a forensic detective, I guess, who working in the lab late one night, and and his eyes never mind. Lightning strikes chemicals, and lightning gets all over him, and he gets superpowers. Boom. And the Fantastic Four don't have a tragic one, at least. I mean, the flight failed, and but Ben has it, but the whole group doesn't. So that was, and again, it was bad, but it wasn't like having their parents killed or that kind of crap. So I'm saying, yes, there's tragedy with Ben, of course, my favorite all-time character. But I'm saying if they didn't come of a tragedy of their of being killed, therefore they must go fight crime. Later, of course, hey, Maddie's daddy, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. JT Kirk says, does the Flash have any sort of deflector technology to enable him to run at such tremendous speeds? If not, running into a mosquito would befall him. He basically... he's just his body can take the friction. He vibrates at certain speeds. He can vibrate through anything. And then later they concocted the Speed Force to kind of deal with that when it's unnecessary. You could just say that it's clear that if you're running that fast, your body is repellent to can take care of the friction. And you just leave it at that. But like Miana says, they literally don't know how to write happy heroes. We're domestic heroes and young. They have to do that. They have to do that. They keep them from getting comfortable and functional. Yeah, and look, writers have to put their characters through hell and all that stuff. Obviously. But their origins aren't always horrible. What they did to Barry Allen, first of all, before Barry Allen was killed in Crisis, for years they tortured him in his own comic. Not just with crappy art by later Don Heck and later Carmen Infantino. Sorry, Hungry Boy. But also with, they murdered Iris Allen. It was Professor Zoom who did it. I'm sorry, I know he's Reverse Flash now. And had him blamed for his own wife's murder, if you'll recall. In those last couple of years, Flash was like in the future. It was all over the place. It was atrocious what they did to Barry. Then they kill him in Crisis. And then, they decided to make Wally Flash. And I like Mike Barron. He wrote the first Flash series. It was pretty good. But I wasn't into Wally being Flash. I'm just that way, I guess. Running at that speed in the atmosphere would generate an absolutely immense amount of heat because that friction. Yeah, buddy. It's just a comic book. I hear you. The SR-71 was made of titanium as the heat from the friction. If even the thin upper atmosphere would stress it possibly melt out. Yeah, but that's why I don't apply any kind of reality to my comic book characters, my superheroes. I mean, he does vibrate through things though, and lets him, go through stuff. But I hear you. I love how impossible the Flash's powers are. I just love the powers, but yeah. True enough, Captain America. Well, yes and no. He said he didn't have a tragic origin. He was a scrawny kid who got the super soldier serum, which made him faster and stronger. He didn't at first. Then they kind of gave him one with Bucky. His Silver Age Cap has the Golden Age. No, he did fight the war. Silver Age Cap, with the loss of Bucky when he's resurrected, does have sort of a. No, look, I love what JT Kirk. I love what you and Fiona are saying in the chat. It's hilarious and it's true, and it's fun to do that. Even though, look, I'm not argumentative in the sense that I'm saying you shouldn't think of it that kind of stuff. No, I think it's hilarious. Don't get me wrong. It's just that when comic writers try to put too much of it in their stories, then I'm like, dude, it's a comic character. You're never going to convince me of anything like this. I mean, you're totally right. Yeah, but no, you guys aren't sitting there proposing to write a Flash comic with all that stuff in it. So, no, I love what you're doing. Don't get me wrong. Don't take me the wrong way. I'm saying it's hilarious what you're saying. I'm just saying that, yeah. Yeah, well, glad that's what I'm saying. It's part of his revival. So the Silver Age Cap has a tragedy. Like I say, it's fine that most of them have a tragedy. Just like most villains have a tragedy. My only argument is, did you have to make a new one for a guy who'd been around at that point 40 years or whatever? I mean, Barry Allen had been around 40-something years before they decided, hey, let's have his mother murdered by the Reverse Flash. Screw off. And I'm drawing a blank on who did it. Was it Johns? I think it was Johns. All I'm saying is Flash should devastate the crap out of almost anybody. Yeah, it's a fair cop. That totally works. Absolutely, Fiona. Bush pan down, I'm with you. There's less wonder and creativity in modern comics. No, absolutely. Absolutely. What are you gonna do? Cap shouldn't have a tragic backstory, diminishes his nobility. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Absolutely, Matty's daddy. I'm only saying that when they brought him back when the revival in the Silver Age, then he had the tragedy of losing Bucky. But no, it wasn't like he lost somebody. Like he didn't have to have the parents being shot in an alley or shot by a burglar, or even coming from another planet where your planet's blown up, that kind of stuff. Everyone needs some sort of backstory. Yeah. So. Great boy. Yeah, the biggest tragedy in the latest Ant-Man film was turning MODOK into a Funko. Well, he was terrible. He looked awful in that thing, didn't he? Jesus. MODOK looked like dog crap. Yeah. And there's the thing. I like it. I like the idea. He was a guy that he accidentally gets superpowers, and he loves the fact that he can use them to help people. As does Superman. There you go. It was John's. Hungry Boy. Could not be reached. Thank you. It was Johns who did that, and it sucks, dumbass. Well, it's just that's why I hate that, and I hate Flashpoint. Screw Flashpoint. I'll always hate it. And the Screw 52, which it spawned. Just a bunch of garbagey, filthy trash. And Identity Crisis was just as horrific. That's a piece of garbage right there. People often just go about how they loved Identity Crisis. It's disgusting to me. Blood Philly says, ever read The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, the Deadpool comic with him teaming up with Wolverine, Captain America, and the mission North Korea? No, Blunt, I got to tell you, I've watched the 2 Deadpool movies. I've never read one Deadpool comic. He was I know he popped up in some Marvels in the 90s and stuff, which I was not reading at the time. And I never read nothing. I'm not trashing it, not saying anything wrong with him. He's a very popular character, but I have not read a Deadpool comic. I've only ever seen him in those movies, which I really like the movies, but I haven't read any of his books. But I know he's very popular, and respect that, sure. Hey, mighty Orbots. I got you. You recommend that one, do you? That's a fair call. It's a fair call, but society is to blame. Agreed. We'll be charging them too. So yeah, no. Hey, and look, I unabashedly like those movies. A lot of people hate Deadpool 2 for some reason. I kind of thought it was pretty funny, but again, I'm weird. And I'll watch the next one if they make one. But yeah, I never really. It's a gap. Well, I know he wasn't even all that funny when he first popped up, right? And didn't they start making him funny later? I don't even know. Why comment? I don't even know. So there you go. He's sort of like, he's almost like Deadpool almost reminds me in a sense, maybe like try to be like Deadpool with DC's, Marvel's version of Ambush Bug. Anyone remember Ambush Bug? It doesn't matter, Fiona. Whatever you want to put in there, we trust you. I know, I trust you. And see, Dave C put it in there. But yeah, I guess, I don't know. Sometimes it lets it go, so good. No, I didn't mean to insult him. Well, Ambush Bug, no, I didn't mean to insult him. No. All right, right. He was more serious at first, probably. Fiona. I hear you. Noted indeed. Hungry Boy said, Clobby covered this, but when comics became, to other people, stale, Moore and Morrison darkened things up, which led to Image stuff. Yeah. Actually, Moore and Miller, but yeah, Morrison came later, but yeah. Morrison came later, but it was Moore, Miller, Gaiman, and then Morrison. The thing is, the funny thing about that, Hungry Boy, Morrison started out, the first thing I read by Morrison, which is weird, was not dark. Morrison's Animal Man was, I think, the first thing I ever read by him. And by the way, it was only 26 issues. Then he left the comic. I loved Animal Man. I loved Morrison's Animal Man. All 26 of those. What a great run that was. What a great ride that was. And it was different. It was weird, but it wasn't really dark. I wouldn't call it nihilistic or dark, and if anything, far from it. It was just off the wall beyond belief. And then he went to Doom Patrol, and I didn't read his Doom Patrol run that much, but it became very popular. And then, of course, he went on doing all those other stuff. And he's hit or miss for me. He's done stuff I can't stand, Morrison. And, of course, I loved All-Star Superman. And yet, man, he's done some stuff that I just like, ugh. And, boy, he and Alan Moore do not like each other. They're enemies, man. Morrison's JLA and X-Men had unfortunate effects on both teams' future storylines. Yes, I couldn't stand his. I didn't pick up his JLA because I didn't like the roster, and I read his X-Men with Quietly at least for a while, and I hated the outfits, and I hated Quietly's art, and I hated the stupid kitty cat Beast. My God, the Beauty and the Beast version of the Beast in that comic that looked like sheet. I can't stand it, man. I hated it. God damn, it was garbage. A grade 100% Clobby on Animal Man, but then Arkham Asylum, yeah. The DC version of Clive. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. But yeah, he didn't start getting dark till later, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know about Morrison. Kind of got darker later. But in fact, I remember that Arkham Asylum was a hardcover, though. Yeah, Kitty Cat Beast. Good God. He was horrible. Frank Quietly was weird, but it was an interesting style. Yeah, you like Flex Mentallo? That was pretty crazy. Then he did the Invisibles, which I didn't really. It wasn't my speed. I didn't really care much, but I had friends who really loved it, and of course, a lot of people think that Maddie's Daddy, good one. Different Morrison, but we'll take it because he loves especially Riders on the Storm. So Morrison's Invisibles, of course, many think that the Wachowski siblings, then brothers, ripped off for the Matrix, and they did. Boy, did they ever. Good Lord. I believe he sued him, did he not? Didn't Morrison sue them? I'm not sure. I heard there were rumblings of it, but I never really kept up. I know Morrison hates Alan Moore and vice versa. Not friends, not buddies, those two. But yeah, so Morrison, like I said, his Animal Man run 1 through 26, and I love it. At that time, it was the only DC book I was even bothering with. This was early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, actually. I actually had my shop when that comic started. Oliver says Marvel will bring out a new Avengers #1 by Jed McKay. Never heard of him. Coming out. Hey, Donnie Pearson. What's up, buddy? Coming out next week. Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, Vision, Thor, Captain America, Sam Wilson, and Iron Man. So a #1, right? An Avengers #1. Okay. What is that? 4,000? They came out with a facsimile, by the way, of the original Avengers #1 because it's the 60th anniversary this week, and I would rather have that. It's a facsimile of the original comic. Oh, Pop Culture Breakdown rate. Is that over already? Hail to the great Lord Doomcock and the Pop Culture Breakdown guys. Well, not to sound like Raquel, Moore is like Kronos and Morrison. Well, anyway. So, good to see you, Donnie Pearson. Yeah, why do we need another Avengers #1? I mean, who's going to... I think I did see that cover. Somebody pulled it up. Just go by the facsimile of Avengers #1 from 1962. 63, sorry. 63, I meant. 63. Go by that. You're better off. It's got Loki on the cover. It's Jack Kirby on the cover in the interior. Real deal Avengers getting together for the first time. Earth's Mightiest Heroes, way it should be. And since this is the 60th anniversary, I'll take any excuse. It's been a couple of years. I'll let the years go by before I do it again. Very soon, I'm going to go back. I got to binge watch Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. 2 seasons of pure joy. God, what a great show. What a great cartoon, man. I love that freaking cartoon. Avengers done right. Why didn't we get more of it? Good God. Why, oh, why? Why do they have to? Do they go to issue number 1 every year, by the way? Let's just do it every year now. Why not? How many number 1s have there been? Jesus Christ. I hate that, man. What do I care? I'm not buying that crap. Who cares what they do with it? But Jesus, Marvel and DC, you're just so bankrupt of the ideas. I've read a couple of recent comics, via certain means. I haven't bought them. I had to look at that. Well, like a year or so ago, Mark and I both looked at that Thing miniseries by Walter Mosley, and that was very disappointing. Walter Mosley's a cool guy and all, but he loves the Fantastic Four. I know that. I could not. At least that story was just, oh my God, man, what are you doing? And then this one, 2 issues are out already. It's called Clobberin Time. So you knew I would, Clobberin Time. You knew I would look at it. It's sort of like I guess it's their trying to be like Marvel 2-in-1, I suppose. Because the first issue was Thing and Hulk. I really can't get into that art. Story was, and then the second issue had opens up. It's the Thing of Wolverine, and it's again the same art. Has the Thing getting dressed down by an SJW as he sits on a stage of a talk show, and from there, it just even gets. It's just kind of boring, stupid, and disturbing. Next issue, Doctor Strange. So, and again, it takes place in the modern Marvel, so that does not help at all. For me personally, that does not help. Because I'm like, this is modern day stuff. I don't want to look at this. So, the next issue is Doctor Strange, and I guess I'll look at it. And then I read 2 modern DC comics by the same methods. I didn't buy them or anything. And by the way, if I read a comic I liked, I'd buy it just to have the physical of it. But this new Shazam book by Mark Wade, I'm not gonna say his stupid name, Wade, Nutjob Wade, idiot, jerkbuff. It's first of all, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's so good." Yeah, I didn't really like it, man. Didn't like the art much, and he's trying to. I know what he's doing. He's trying to make it a lot more fun and more throwbackish. I'm sorry, he's Captain Marvel to me. He's not the Captain, and I know he doesn't like having to call him the Captain or Shazam or any of that kind of stuff. I get he doesn't like it either, and he tried to bring some different elements of the old stuff in there, but it's still got too much Screw 52 sewage in it. I can't do it. I just so whatever. I read the first one. I don't know if I'll read another one. And then there's this new series that I got. My good buddy J-Man reviewed it, and then Minimus there has told me a little bit about it, called Superman Lost. Well, I haven't touched a modern Superman comic in eons. I mean, I'm talking way before the Screw 52. My buddy J-Man reviewed it, and I took a look at it at the comic on that place where I look at comics, and the art looked pretty good on the cover. I'm like, wait a minute, he looks like Superman. He actually, wait a minute, he's dressed like Superman. Cover's good, but I'm sure the interior the interior had almost like a Brent Anderson type feel. So I've been reading a lot of Astro City lately, of course. So there's been it looks decent art on the inside. And look, wait a minute, he actually looks like Superman. It does take place. It doesn't really define or nail down what era it is in, but he's married to Lois is all we know, but I'm not sure. The basic premise is he and the Justice League find this spaceship on the bottom of the ocean that's crash landed. It's from another planet, of course, uses a quantum singularity star drive, I guess like the Romulans. And he gets accidentally sucked into a black hole when they're trying to excavate it from the surface of the ocean. And he gets sent out at bazillions of light years out into space. And for him, to his time, 20 years go by trying to get back. Apparently gets back right after, not too long after he left, as far as Earth's time is concerned. And so it's him like reliving, and I've read 3 issues of it. The art's good. Because look, I'm a stickler on. When it comes to my superheroes, I'm a stickler. When I saw the Justice League, I'm like, wow. And then Steve, Maddie's daddy, references an old Superman episode with George Reeves. Very good. I looked like Superman. Why don't I sound like Superman? The episode where George Reeves got to play this petty crook who gets facelift to look just like Superman so he could steal his costume and rob banks and pretend to be Superman, but he can't sound exactly like him. He's got to get his voice right. Remember that one? I'm glad you put that there, Steve. But he looks like Superman in the comic. Batman actually sort of looks like Batman. I mean, the costumes, Wonder Woman's costume was a little modernity, but it was still okay. And Aquaman sort of looked like Aquaman. I mean, they don't look like the Justice League, sort of. I mean, it was like, okay. Anyway, I read the first 3 issues and didn't hate it. I mean, when I'm saying I'm not hating a modern comic, look, I'm as surprised as you are. So, read the other ones and see. I'm not recommending anything. There's a way you can read anything you want without, Anyway, I won't say what. I won't elaborate. You've seen me show them on the screen many times. But the fact that it was a modern Superman comic and I didn't projectile hurl all over the wall, Fiona, using a black hole to power your starship is like using a vacuum to fill your pool. I gotcha. I love it. You're the best. Fiona rules. Now, but Romulans use something like that, don't they? Let's see. JT says it's also a forced singularity in Romulan warbirds, whatever the frack that means, and how you're going to get an energy surplus. Well, I'll tell you how, JT Kirk, because it's the future. It's the 24th century, man. They got all that stuff in there. Yeah, see? Them Romulans is pretty smart. I don't know who that was talking. Whatever. So, yeah. Romulans is smart, JT. You know why they're smart? Because they got pointy ears. I don't like the way they made the Romulans look in TNG / DS9. Why do Romulans have to look like? I don't know. They don't have. They seem that they just redesigned them a little bit. So like they didn't need any. They just. Why can't they just look like Vulcans? Like they're supposed to. Nah, I don't know. Oh, you got the Eisner nominations. Gwagnar, oh no. The Eisner nominations. Let's see. Gwagnar says, best writer. Grace Ellis, never heard of her. Tom King, unfortunately, I've heard of him, won't read his crap. Mark Russell, never heard of him. James Tynion the fourth, never heard of him. Chip Zdarsky, who I've read a good bit of his stuff on that 2-in-1 book a few years ago and didn't really care much for it, but he's well liked. Whatever. Gotcha. Oh my goodness, Fiona. You've read E. Doc Smith? Are you a Lensman fan? Wow. Have you ever read any Phillips Jose Farmer while you're at it? Wow, that's amazing. Cool, though. You can't win them all. The alien redesign, all. The alien redesign is in TNG. Yeah. They look like Vulcans whose mothers gave them a haircut via the bull method. Yeah. When they were talking my language when we switched to Trek. We could Trek for the rest of the night, yeah. Lensman. Oh, yep. Lensman fan. And the Riverworld stuff, yeah. I got a buddy of mine who's a big Lensman freak. He tried to get me to read it way back when, and I never did back, and now I wish I had, but there's always the future. Yeah. So, cool. How about Philip Jose Farmer? Oh, you did Riverworld. You mentioned, okay. See, Philip Jose Farmer, I've read mostly this crazy Walt Newton stuff. Doc Savage's Apocalyptic Life, Tarzan Alive, and other books that I can't really talk about here because some of it's really disturbing stuff. And Minimus knows about it. Hopefully Minimus won't mention it here, but yeah, he's the one that got me. It's his fault. I've read it. Wagner says the best penciler, Jason Sean Alexander. Never heard of him. Alvaro Martinez, I've not. Bueno, never heard of him. Sean Phillips, I don't think I've heard of him. Bruno Redondo, don't think I've heard of him. And Greg Smallwood, don't think. I may have heard of him. Yeah, just goes to show you I don't follow modern comics and haven't for a long time. Not an insult to these people. I haven't bought modern comics in 15 years with any kind of regularity. Or maybe 12, 13, whatever it is. His ships were powered by direct conversion of allotropic iron into energy, which is the most efficient combined with a field that neutralizes inertia, making the speed of light limit irrelevant. Nice. Wow. I love it. Indeed. What do we want there? Wow. So good to see you, Donnie. Glad you're here, buddy. Always love to see Donnie Pearson pop in. Oh my goodness. Well, unless anyone has any questions or anything, if JT, any Star Trek related thing to bring up or whatever, we'll probably start to mosey on out. Been there a couple hours. I've been keeping you all from doing something more productive for 2 hours, but I still love hanging with you. Isn't Greg Land the guy who uses an awful lot of adult film stars for his reference sources? Says Fiona. He does. I know he traced. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. But I don't know for sure about that, Fiona. But Greg Land is the guy that I've always heard about who traces everything and traces photographs and doesn't really draw a damn thing. Not really an artist. I know a lot of the modern artists do a lot of cheating and cut corners and stuff like that. I think he's one that's famous for it. Yes. I mean, as far as using the adult film stars, I don't know if that, but could well be. Let's see. Wagner also says best comics related periodical, Alter Ego. Yeah. Comic book creator. Yes. Comics Journal's even coming out anymore. Number 308. Panel by Panel magazine. I have not seen that one much. Forbes, Publishers Weekly. What? All right, wait. I have a question. Wait. All right. Eisner Award. Hail to the great Will Eisner. Wait a minute. It says best comics related periodical. Alter Ego, which should actually back issue should be on there, damn it, and even Kirby Collector, but Comic Book Creator, at least those two are TwoMorrows publications. Great. The Comics Journal number 308. Why specific issue? And by the way, do they even do a paper version of the Comics Journal anymore? I thought it was only online, but maybe they did. Maybe they do. I have a ton of back issues. I love that magazine so much in the 80s, but I have not really bought any new ones in a long time. Still have all my old ones, though. A Panel by Panel magazine. Must admit, I've never heard of that one. Forbes, IC versus 2. Publishers Weekly. Forbes. Forbes? Forbes? Forbes ICV2. Publishers Weekly are listed as one entry. Okay. No. Could not be reached. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you there. Thank you for that. Fiona, I see that you did. Oh, Jesus. Oliver Belamonte says, Clobby, why don't we have a poll from worst to best actors who portrayed Batman's foes from TV and film? Interesting. On the YouTube thing only lets you have 4 entries for stuff, but good one, maybe so. Or maybe I'll just like have, or could everyone like, or when maybe on a wild card night, I could have everyone tell me what theirs is and I'll star it. Bush pan down. I remember Wizard Man. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I remember Wizard very well, and I kind of hated it. I bought it when I had to, but I have a lot of problems with Wizard. But I understand it was the only game for a while. It became the only game in town, and that's why it's. Yeah, no, Fiona didn't say anything bad. Let's see. He used swimsuit models. I see what you're saying. Oh crap! A computer. The Forbes entry is for a column written by Rob Salkowitz. Just a column, though. Okay. Toy Fair. Yeah, Toy Fair wasn't bad, but it was published by Wizard. Well, anyway, there you go. Unless anyone else has anything to bring to the floor, we will bring this wild card Wednesday night to a close. Not that I want to leave you, but, I call too much of your time as it is. I don't like to, I don't like to impose myself on you. And I appreciate you being here at all. Believe me, it's not like I have anything better to do. I've got reviewing to do. I still got to review tomorrow night's UFO episode. And I've been looking for something to binge again, and then decided to go back and binge The Pretender, the great show from the 90s. I hadn't watched in a while. I just watched the pilot again today. I'm like, yeah, man, this is cool. I miss this. It's been long enough now where it'll feel brand new. Fiona says, my husband's been out of town for a week. He's getting back late tonight. The results are not going to be PT by any means. But the stream should be well over by then. Well, that's a lucky man there. He has my envy, Fiona. Good evening to the chat and Clobberin Times. Looking forward to next Monday. Thank you, Blunt Philly. Me too. Clobby has to start his next letter to Marvel. Oh, Gwag. Damn, you're brutal, dude. UFO's Thursday night. It's tomorrow night on the tomorrow night for me. I guess it's the other time zone in the Eastern. It's tomorrow. It's today, but I'm still in Central Time Zone there, Princess. So it's Thursday night. We got the next UFO episode. I'm not sure what it is. I'd have to ask Mark. Maddie says, Clobby, thank you for assuming that we have better things to do with our time. Well, you kind of have better things to do than me. I mean, I got nothing. Oliver Belamonte says, BBC has released on YouTube the Doctor Who 60th anniversary trailer. Is that going to upset me, by the way? Because I think they can't. 50th, they did a great job. This is the 60th, and they're not the same. We already know they're going to do a shitty job of celebrating Doctor Who. I mean, I'm going to watch the Tenet stuff, yes. November is going to be all Doctor Who, well, other than, the comics stuff, but I mean, than Star Trek, but I mean, Clobberin Times is going to be Doctor Who month on Clobberin Times, at least for the shows that I can, set for that, like I did, just like August is always Jack Kirby month on Clobberin Times. November will be Doctor Who month, and I will celebrate the 60th better than they, I bet. But thank you, Oliver. Ben's read Simonson's Thor. Right now, I'm rereading Astro City, of course, because it was time to go back and reread that. Yeah, Doctor Who is not going to make any of us happy. I'm willing to put my money where. No, look, Fiona, I'm with you. I mean, even the Tenet specials, even getting to see David Tennant back probably won't do it. But you know what? Doctor Who had 50 years. It died after 50 years for me, really. Everything after that has been terrible. I love Peter Capaldi as an actor. I hate the way he was written as a character. So there are no episodes he has that I even liked. Or very few, if any. So pretty much everything after 50's been, not that everything was perfect before, but everything after 50's been, so. Yeah, Disney, like you're right. Disney already has some notes for the BBC. So yeah, no, it's gone. So that's that. Yeah, Doctor Who lived 50 years and that's it. But I'll celebrate it with the real deal stuff I'm going to do. I'm going to count down my favorite episodes. I'm going to talk about other aspects of the show that I've been a fan of Doctor Who for over 40 years. I love that show for 41 years now. And never going to stop loving it. Just it's dead, so. Yeah. 50 years. What about regeneration? What do you mean? I mean, the history of the show ends after, for me, it ends after the time of the Doctor. Oh yeah, Bush Pan Down. That's right. I'm gonna show that in a second. But I hear you. But no, after time of the Doctor, that's that. How do you think I feel? Everything good came before I was born. That's what we have reruns for, my friend. But I hear you, Fiona. I hear you. Oh, my goodness. That's what we got the rerun. Hey, look, even as old as I am, the show predates me by 1 year. That's, I'm older than Star Trek, but I'm not older than Doctor Who. Weird. So, we'll see. No, you're right. Look, coming soon. This is going to happen. I'm promising, and I'm going to make this happen before August, because August is Jack Kirby month. Before August, I'm going to do my top, maybe even sooner, top 25 all-time favorite comic book stories. Clobbies, that is. And no one will care, but I've been promising it for a long time. It doesn't matter if it's just me there. I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to have to hear, well, what about this one? What about that one? What about this one? What about that? Right, Fanty outside. Yeah, I can hear you now doing it, buddy. But I hear you, princess. Oh, man. I was late to the party. I've been a fan for 41 years. That means I didn't get to start till like 1982. But that's because I'm an ugly American, and we didn't really have a lot of it around us. We didn't get it in my town till 1982. So, yeah. I only read about it in Starlog a little bit before that. But I love me some Doctor Who. So anyway, okay, some show notes and then shout outs. Thank you all for being here with us tonight. Tomorrow night, please join us for the Clubhouse. Where Raquel and Mark D join me they're going to review, of course, some reviews of more Tales of Tomorrow, reviews of another Jerry Anderson's UFO episode review for Bus, and all kind of other whatever pops in there into our thick geek skulls. We will do. JT Kirk says, would you be behind a CGI retro redo of Star Trek the Animated Series? Heavy reuse of the original animation, but without the mistakes, it's ripoffs, etc., due to the budgetary restrictions. I would mind that at all. I would watch it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. As long as they don't change the stories. Your Iron Man artist showcase last week really was inspiring. Oh, thank you. Some old artwork, amazing. They were at storytelling was just one. Which one was that? Fiona. You talking about that one? Was that a stream I did a couple of weeks ago with D-Bud reviewing that Iron Man comic? Anyway, let's see. Everyone, this is pinned at the top of my page. Please go check out Jupiter on the Indiegogo for the great Jason Sandberg's upcoming amazing comic. Jupiter. And we appreciate him hanging out with us the other day. Okay. Oh, you mean the review that D-Bud and I did that on the Iron Man issue? Yeah, we love. That's something I need to get back to doing more of. Reviewing comics is so much fun, especially when someone's running, running shotgun with you like D-Bud did. It was a lot of fun. Cool, DJ. Let's see where are we at. Okay, and then tomorrow night it should be also before that be hanging out at Tom's channel, The Great Midnight's Edge, after dark at 6 p.m. with that great gang there, and my good buddy Nick Weiser's channel. Hanging out with him with the Comic Shop Boys Friday night 8:30 Central, reviewing the classic Uncanny X-Men teaming up with the New Teen Titans by Chris Claremont and Walt Simonson and Terry Austin from 1982. We're going to be the boys and I are going to be reviewing that great comic, and then let's see, the great Mark D. Before I get to his geekery, I almost forgot Saturday Night Star Trek, number 119. Same Trek time, same Clobby channel, 9 p.m. Central, Saturday night. In this case, only 2 more episodes because it's the final 2 of season 6. Then we'll have a season 6 wrap party, do our top 5 episodes and bottom 5 episodes, and recap and review the season as a whole. And then I will be on the great Mark D with a C's channel and please go to his channel and subscribe if you haven't already. The great Mark D with the C's channel for Sunday Night Geekery. And then on J-Man's channel, 6 p.m. Monday evening, reviewing 3 more issues in our ongoing quest to review all of the Legion of Superheroes chronologically. And that we'll have Adventure Comics 290, Superboy number 89, and Adventure Comics 293 with the great J-Man and Sean. So much fun doing that. And then on Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am proud to pronounce and honored to announce that the great Gary Beekler, Gary of Nerdrotic, will be joining me to hang out and talk comic shop memories and whatever else we can talk, whatever geekness we can talk about. I'm just looking forward to that. He's just an awesome fellow and he's a great guy, and I can't wait to welcome him to Clobberin Times. He is the best, and Gary is just the best of us, and just does an amazing job for all of us out there. So I thank him for agreeing to come on a lowly little channel like me. He is the man. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here tonight. I want to thank the great wrenches first. Again, shout out for the great Eric K. We love you, buddy. And I don't know if you're listening or not, but get well soon, my friend. We hope he is out of the hospital. I think he might be, but I'm not sure. But just we miss you, man, and we thank you so much. Also, our other wrenchers, the great Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrench of the North, D-Bud Martin, the D-Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. So how does he try to talk too fast? Lord Thoth and Lady Thoth. Avon lives, long live the Legion. J-Man, the Vindicator Wrench, no, a different Wrench of the North. He's the Wrench without fear of the North. My fellow partner in crime on Earth B, and fellow Legionnaire reviewer. Boy, I messed that one up too. Great J-Man. Hungry Boy, master of the Clobberin. Comic artist extraordinaire and cover painter of science fiction tales by R.M. Briggs, Super Wrench Kal-El. Maddie's Daddy, Wheeler the Wrench Millionaire, and Phantom Outsider. The Rascally Wrench, and of course the great Max Redstone popped in, master of the limericks, our own music meister. I want to thank all of them for hanging out with us tonight, and all of you, the wonderful Princess Fiona, thank you for being here so much. Bush Pan Down, thank you for being here, my friend. J. Picasso, J.T. Kirk. Let's see here. Who else was here with us? DJ Ronnie G. Let's see. It takes me a second to get to people. Everybody, of course, bear with me. Oliver Belamonte, thank you for being here with us tonight. Guagnar, buddy, could not be reached for further comment. Don't worry, I get to everybody. It takes a while to see. Okay, Blunt Philly reviews. Sorry about that, folks. I know the schooling is tedious around in here. But I don't like to miss anybody. Oh, Captain Infinity and Beyond, Donnie Pearson. Dave C. Mighty Orbots was here earlier, if I do believe. So I'm missing some of these. Some of them go by extremely fast. When I think of one, I don't want to miss them. The great Bruce Lombardo, and thank you for your donations. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Bruce. Let's see. Make sure I got everybody. Don't like to miss anybody. It is, after all, Wild Card Wednesday night. Alara Harrison. Zathras popped in. Hey, Zathras. Thank you, Zathras. May got everybody. I probably got everybody, but you never. I always say that. Mark's not here to play the game, so I always try. Oh, Kay Burns. See, that's why you scroll back. Thank you so much, Kay Burns. And Snuggy Jr. was here also. So you see. No, you might miss. Keely Chow, roll that tide. Dave Bob was here, my buddy Dave Bob. Always great to have Dave Bob here with me. The man with that plan. Let's see. Fanty Outsider was here. I already named him, though. I forgot I did with the wrenches, man. So it looks like Minimus was here as well. Thank you, Minimus, for being here. He doesn't like when I say thank you, but too bad. You got thanked. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and Juxtapose was here. Thank you, Juxtapose, for being here. Penny was here. That's right. Look. Thank you, Penny. Joseph Dredd was here. All right, Judge. See, Dadman and the Dadman clan were here as well. See, you never know. We got a bunch of them that were here. My memory's so garbagey that I got to scroll that sucker back, or I'm going to forget all kind of stuff. I should write it down like I do on Saturday nights. But I'm too lazy. Alejandro Flores Ibarra was here as well. And that's pretty much it. I hope I didn't miss anybody. But I want to thank you all for being with me tonight. You are too kind. Really appreciate it. And I hope to see you back here tomorrow night. Have a fantastic rest of your night and a wonderful Thursday. Clobber on, clobberers.
It is green.
No bloody A, B, C, or D.
I have had enough of you!
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
And they probably redesigned the whole sick bay, too. I know engineers, they love to change things.
Your agonizer, please.
It's clobbering time! I just love clobbering time!